What's up guys, it's Charles. For today's video, I'm going to share with you guys some tips on how you can become more productive while you're traveling. Now 8 years ago I read the book The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and that book changed my life. Tim gave me this vision where I could travel the world and run a business from my laptop, and that's exactly what I've been doing. So for this year, ever since March, for the past 3 months, I have been traveling and running 2 businesses from my laptop. So I'm going to show you guys various tips I have discovered along the way on how you can become more productive while you're traveling. Alright, first things first, how to find a nice hotel or Airbnb room. Now for me personally, if it's a short stay, if I'm in like Malaysia for 2 or 3 days, then I'll just get a hotel. It's a lot easier for me. But if I'm staying a little bit longer, let's say a week or 2, then I will actually get an Airbnb instead. Take for instance, right now, I'm in Vietnam, and I've been here for a few weeks. So with Vietnam, I think it's actually better for me to get an Airbnb. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the place I got and why I got it. I want to share with you guys what my Airbnb looks like in Vietnam. It's quite affordable. It's 90 bucks a night. Now I used to stay in some pretty cheap places that are like 45 bucks a night, but I find that it's actually worth me spending a little bit more money, because when I spend a little bit more money, I have a much bigger place. So this one is 3 bedrooms, and what's cool about this place is it actually has an office. But you can kind of see that the office chair is gone. I don't actually like working in here. Instead, I'll show you guys what I like to do. What I like to do is I like to get the big open space, whether it's the living room or the kitchen, and I turn it into a mini office. And that's because I like the higher ceilings and I like a big space. So you can see here I moved the office chair in here, and then I'm working off of here. So let me show you guys my little setup. So I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and this right here is called the roost stand. So the reason why I have the roost stand is because if you're hunched over a laptop, you're going to have really bad posture. So by having this, I have a better posture, so I feel better. And in order to use this, I have to have the external keyboard. So I have an external Apple keyboard, and over here I use the Magic Trackpad. So I personally like the Magic Trackpad a little bit more. As far as equipment, I have this. It's the Bose, I think it's a QC20i, so I got this from Stack.Money, but it's noise isolation headphones. Highly recommend you get some kind of noise canceling headphones, because if there's a lot of traffic or you're in an apartment or hotel that has a lot of noise, then you can keep your sanity. So some things I look for in an Airbnb is I need fast Wi-Fi. One little trick is when I request an Airbnb, I'll actually ask them how fast the Wi-Fi is. I'll tell them to go to speedtest.net and send me a screenshot. Another tip I have is always try to find a good location. Okay, because if you have a good location, that means I can go downstairs, get coffee. I can go around and get some food pretty easily. Alright, my next tip. When you're traveling, it's really hard to lose your habits. So what I like to do is I like to find 3 habits, 3 routines, and I try to do them every single day. For me, my 3 habits are simple. I read 25 minutes a day on my Kindle. I meditate 20 minutes a day in the morning. And my 3rd habit is I stretch 15 minutes a day. If you need a good stretching routine, use starting stretch. So find 3 good daily habits and do them consistently every single day, even if you're traveling. It's very important to keep up with your health while you're traveling. Okay, it's easy to have that excuse that, okay, I'm traveling, I'm going to eat cheeseburgers, I'm going to not exercise and stuff. But the problem is, if you're traveling as long as I have, I've been traveling for 3 months, well, it really affects you. So my tip is, you want to find a gym. Okay, so when I looked for my Airbnb, I actually made sure it was near a gym. So for this one, I can go downstairs and there's a gym. If you don't have a gym, then I recommend doing something like yoga. Go to YouTube, find some carpet in your apartment and do some yoga there. I just landed in Los Angeles and did some quick grocery shopping for the next 2 days. So here's what I bought. Got a sandwich, gonna eat this for lunch. Got some fruit, avocados, and some bananas. Over here are my salads. Got some baby spinach and spring mix. I have a boar's head salad over here, and to go with the salads at the bottom, I got some organic hummus. For my drinks, I saw this, looks pretty cool. It's a, what is it? It's a raspberry chia, and the most important thing is when you buy these healthy drinks, look at the sugar content. So this one only has 2 grams of sugar, so that's pretty good. Whereas some other fruit places, they say they have, it's pretty healthy, but it's actually like 20 grams of sugar. And I stopped by a juice bar. So this is kale, pineapple, and bananas, and I told them not to add in any sugars or honey. So yeah, I got these foods. I mean, I'm still gonna eat out, but these just kind of make sure I get my fruits and vegetables in. Next, the actual working. How do we actually work? Well, here's what's important. I wake up early each day. Every day I wake up around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and I try to block off 4 hours of work. Okay, and it works really well for me because I spend the night with my girlfriend and she doesn't wake up till 11 in the morning. So I wake up at 7, that gives me 4 hours of work. And you can get a lot of work done in 4 hours, okay? So the trick is decide what your 3 most important tasks are each day. Do Pomodoros, that's where you work 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. Another important thing I do each day, I use my calendar or I use Excel, and I'm trying to plan my day out. I plan everything. I plan those blocks of time. Where do I need to be? What do I have to do? And most importantly, I figure out the food situation because I try to eat 3 times a day, and it's not easy if you're in a new city. So in the morning, I actually think, what am I going to do for food? Because you don't want to be in a situation where, okay, what do I eat? What do I eat? And then you just waste like 15 minutes trying to figure out what to eat. So something I like to do is, I'm in Vietnam, I went to a grocery store, I bought some stuff, bought some eggs, avocados, that helps supplement my meals. There's also meal delivery sites, like in Thailand, there's Chef XP. In Vietnam, there's Vietnam MM. So it only costs me like 50 cents to get some food delivered. So I find my favorite restaurants that has healthy food or some vegetarian food, and I have them delivered to me over here. And in general, what I like to do when I travel is I like to work in the morning for four hours, and then the rest of the day I'll explore the city. But today, for instance, I've been in Vietnam like a long time. I actually used to live here, so I don't need to explore. What I like to do is I like to wake up early, and I just have a normal day. I wake up early at 7, do my morning routine, and then I work until 6 p.m. And after 6 p.m., I go pick up my girlfriend, and we just hang out for the night. We'll go to movies, we'll eat, we'll go get some ice cream, whatever. And I'm here in Vietnam, so that's 12. There's that 12-hour time block. What you got to do is set those times every day, where you can Skype or have a group meeting with your team. Okay, there's such a big time difference that you can't depend on them to be on Skype, because when I'm working, they could be sleeping. So what I like to do is I like to chunk off like two hours in the morning so that I can talk to them and get our tasks done. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video on how to become more productive while you're traveling. I think it is difficult to run a business while you're traveling, but you know what? Screw it. It's completely worth it. You don't want to be one of those people that's like 30 or 40 years old and you never left your country. There's such a big world out there to explore. If I make a little bit less money because I travel so much, then so be it. It's completely worth it because traveling brings me happiness. I'm exploring the world, I'm seeing the world from a different perspective, and it's quite fun. But I want you guys to know that it is possible to travel and still run some businesses. And it's not easy, but trust me guys, it's completely worth it. If you guys like this, comment, share it, let me know. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can make more videos. Alright, thank you guys.